So this is a phishing email that I just received. The subject line of the email says the content on my Twitter or X page does not comply with the X community guidelines. You'll note, though, this email is not coming from x.com or the official legitimate X website. It's coming from info@possibles-x.com via SendGrid. SendGrid being one of the email relay providers where they could send phishing emails like this out in bulk. There's not much more to this email, really just a big button to review details, and that is the call to action, but lure to make sure that you fall for the scam. If we hover over that big review details button, you can see on the very bottom left of the screen the URL that it will send me to. Since this email was sent by SendGrid, that actually includes some tracking details, like parameters or URL information that knows, okay, I can tie to this email address, this individual, that recipient really clicked the link. But let's take a look at what that really is. I'll right-click the Review Details button and then copy the link. Now I'm inside of Remnux, the reverse engineering malware Linux distribution, and I can open up just a little text editor for me to work in. I'll use Sublime Text. With that, I can paste in the URL and take a look at what this actually sends me to. The /click is the final endpoint here, but the question mark denotes all these other HTTP parameters or variables that are sent. You might be able to find an ampersand if we're looking for other variables that are provided, but it doesn't look like there are any others. So only the UPN is what they're interested in. We don't particularly care about that. I just want to see where will this link actually send me. So now I'll open up a terminal. I'll use Ctrl-Alt-T and I'll hit F11 on my keyboard to full screen this. Let me curl just that location. And I'll actually add a -v flag because I'm going to assume this will redirect me or send me somewhere else on the internet. TAC-V means verbose, so I'll be able to see all that it's doing. I'll hit enter and oh, okay. Looks like that gave me a wrong link. You can see here it says wrong link for the title and the header of the page in HTML. There's a little bit of a description here. If you're copying the link from a mail reader, please ensure that you've copied all the lines in the link. So it probably needs that UPN tracker. Honestly, that's fine if I want to just poke and play with this. So let's run the curl command again, but let's use that full link including the UPN value. This will now tell the threat actor, hacker, and cybercriminal that, oh, this user clicked on the link. But it'll also give them, on their server side, a little bit more context to be able to say, oh, this is for the John Hammond Twitter user, and it'll probably grab some more of the details pertinent to my account so it looks convincing. Let's try it out. I'll hit enter. And there we go. You can see the location, so the redirect from that HTTP 302 status code. It'll now bring me to possibles-x.com with my Twitter account. So let's go see what that page looks like. Let's try to not follow through with the redirect. Let's go to just that website to start. Let's again use our curl-v, and then let's remove the tag for my username and just see what the website on its own responds with. Oh, we are seeing a 403, so it probably won't actually let us access that without any URL or user specified. Let's open up our web browser. I'll use Firefox here because that is what is installed in Remnux. Now, if I go to possibles-x.com without my username at the end, ooh, X copyright appeal. The gimmick and why that's different from our curl command on the command line is likely because of the user agent that we include. Curl will have its own client-side identifier. Just for a quick check, I can grab my current user agent within my actual Firefox web browser, and let's try and supply that as our user agent for curl, and then let's see if we get any different results. We'll run the same command again, but let's specify -A to include a username or user agent variable and value. Hit enter on that. There we go. Now we have a full page and you can see regular JavaScript or HTML or CSS just kind of being funneled. Whoa, what was that? All right, we got a lot to dig into here. This will be fun. Interacting with possibles-x.com in our web browser, though, there's not much more to the web page. I just hit Control-U on my keyboard to be able to view source and look at the HTML that this is all made up of. Looks like there's a lot of static boilerplate cascading style sheets, CSS just to make it look pretty. There's a lot here with random stuff. I'm curious if that's just a smart little evasion or a trick to be able to get around automated security mechanisms. I'm doubtful that all of these actually exist, unless this is just some other stupid front-end framework that adds bloat like they tend to, you know? We do see other interesting comments here, though, so Maybe that's still a neat little breadcrumb. The tagline here for this page is really interesting. The help center isn't a link. I'm assuming that would have been like something to click in to go to the homepage. But X copyright appeal and the little tagline, monitor multiple timelines on a single screen, track and organize content, and engage with your communities in real time. Isn't that just like TweetDeck or whatever X Pro thing that they try to sell it now as? Is this site just ripped from that? Let's go try and appeal now. Click on our button. Enter our password. And the username would probably be auto-filled with whatever is included in the URL. Let me try that, actually. Let's just do that / please subscribe. And now, that's kind of an accident. Obviously, it probably just needs an @ sign there to denote that's a username, but this gives us some interesting details on like what this could very well be hosted on. The error images here are probably going to be something related to some other platform. Anyway, let's try to get to please subscribe as our user with the @ sign to denote the handle. Then when we click appeal, you can see it added whatever actual Twitter account or X account has that handle. And now it'll, of course, just as I mentioned, using that as the identifier, add in the image and add the username and add their handle. This is all along the same lines as how we saw Linus Tech Tips got hacked some time ago with a phishing email that looked a lot like this. Let's go ahead and appeal now, and you'll see please subscribe is now filled in for the username while I can't edit it, but it's going to ask for a password, your password, so we can collect, harvest, and steal your credentials. Let me send bogus data. You can see the view there, bogus data. Forgot password, does that do anything? No, that's not even a link to click. Nor is sign up, only login. This is so garbage. Let me hit F12 so we can open up the network tab, and I'll expand this out so you can see it a little bit better. But going to the network tab, we can see communications to our possiblesx.com, where it is sending or updating, presumably, a last message.txt. Oh, there we go. We can see X powered by Plesklin. Is that a thing? Plesklin. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just a hosting panel. Yep. That looks like the 404 error message that we saw just a bit ago. This all kind of has the same style. All right. Anyway, it keeps updating this last message.txt, but let's try and just clear that out. And then let's try and send our bogus data. Okay. It went straight to Telegram? Whoa, let me right click and copy that whole thing. Wait just a second. Before we go any further, please let me take a quick second to tell you about the sponsor of today's video. Keeper Security. Managing privileged access is one of the toughest challenges in cybersecurity today. Every organization, even my own, needs a way to seamlessly secure and manage access to critical resources like credentials, servers, web apps, databases, and workloads. But it's tough with today's environments that have both legacy platforms and modern cloud infrastructure. That is where Keeper PAM comes in. I've had the chance to try it myself, and I gotta say, it's impressive. The platform is intuitive, powerful, and fits seamlessly into any tech stack. Keeper PAM gives you complete visibility, security, and control over every user and device in your organization. Whether you're working across multi-cloud environments, on-prem systems, or remote workloads, Keeper PAM has you covered. With features like passwordless access to all infrastructure, even machines that don't natively support it, just-in-time access, so you can grant time-limited access to resources without exposing credentials, automatic password rotation, you can just set it and forget it for ultimate peace of mind and protection of service accounts, and even session recording. You can track activity across SSH, RDP, database connections, and more. Whether it's managing privileged sessions, tunneling into SSH clients and database management tools, or securing multi-cloud environments, Keeper PAM just works. And when it comes to security, it's got everything you're looking for and more. They're FedRAMP and StateRAMP authorized, ISO certified, zero trust, zero knowledge, and the list keeps on going. So, if you're ready to secure your users, data, and infrastructure, check out Keeper PAM today with my link below in the video description, jh.live/keeper-pam. Huge thanks to Keeper for sponsoring this video. It said wrong password G nonsense down below. Oh, but that's got to be some identifiers. Like that was the response here, right? Yeah, it gave us a object that displayed that all out. So in a new Sublime Text window, this was our request. We sent it to api.telegram.org with the bot ID, with the send message instruction, with the chat message ID, and the text it'll provide, given our username, and the password that we supplied. Well, we got a bot token, so we could probably do some little scrappy skunk works with that. And then what did this actually respond with? Can I get that in raw? All right, so here are some of the details from the Telegram API response. It said, okay, true, message ID from the ID, said that is a bot, first name, nonsense bot, and we get the chat ID, the date, and of course, the text that was sent. So, password stealer, credential harvester, phish, malware. What is this that it tried to respond with, though? Wrong password and other nonsense. We'd be able to see that in the HTML code. It looked like all of that we had control U'd here was something that we could see some of the JavaScript and logic that it did. Let me bring that back to Sublime Text for us to be able to look at it. And can I format this? All right, now we're looking a little bit better. The HTML material here, and again, all the cascading style sheet stuff, I don't particularly care about. That's just trying to make it look pretty. So I think we can just cut and kill all of that. Let me go find the bottom, but I think that'll save us like what would be 1,000 lines already. Yeah, okay, the content is supposed to be for X Pro. They must have just ripped this from that site. That's all that they did. They tried to clone that site, make a couple changes, and then pop up an input box to enter your password. Let's get more of the style sheets out of the way. Granted, this is when we see some of those strange comments again. I don't know if the random Unicode characters and like random values are intending to be something from an actual language or just other fluff. Let me try to translate this one. Does it know what this is if I paste it in? Yeah. What language is it? Turkish. Turkey. Okay. Now, that's not to say that the threat actor or the hacker is Turkish. That could very well mean that the tooling, this little kit that they used, if it is one, that could very well be written and put together by someone who is going to write in Turkish, right? All right, I copied that JavaScript out to another file so we could read it a little bit better. Looks like it's defining an onload function. So when the window opens up, once it's created, once it's started, we get the path name, the location in the window, like the actual URL, and then we try to retrieve the username. Extract it out from a substring, determining that it starts with an @ sign as it should, and then it runs a function here if it retrieved a value to fetch user data. We have a couple other interesting comments here. I want to go see what these are, but I'm pretty sure that's just for supplying a username. Yeah, nothing fancy there. It will split on the forward slashes as we saw, and then another line will, if the username starts with the @ sign, remove it. So it could pass it to their fetch user data function. That's defined down below, as we can see. We end up making a request to what? Ooh, twitter241.p.rapidapi.com asking for the username, including their API key to make that request. Huh, interesting. We set a header, of course. We end up displaying the user info with more HTML, now just displayed and added to the page. Okay, so that was, as we saw, the immediate way to retrieve your user's profile picture or their actual handle, their display name. And now this is from another API, which they've included their key here, which I suppose we could use to demo this, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Think you get the gist. Scrolling down, I think this is going to look like the exact same thing that we saw being what had compromised Linus Tech Tips and many others some time ago. Looks like there are a lot of display information there for actually toggling on any of the buttons or the interface, but down below is where it really gets interesting. We want to make sure that we could track down the message being the username. Then we end up getting the user or the victim's public IP address using api@ipify.org, end up extracting that out and checking to see if it is something they can interrogate. But then they end up supplying, again, their Telegram bot API settings with all the info that we just saw. They include this again and again and again and again for every single function. But it's interesting, they actually have functions here to define handle two-factor authentication. So we'll end up passing to the operator, the hacker, threat actor, cyber criminal here, the 2FA code that you enter if you actually filled in your actual password. because it'll prompt you for a login. It'll try to automate logging in as you, or the threat actor will, or however that's streamlined. And then once the 2FA code is sent, if you supply that for the rest of the phish, it gets funneled over to the hacker. That is how they bypass two-factor authentication, and that it's not even bypassing it, it's just asking you for it. Looks like they have a little bit of other functionality if they end up actually authenticating via email or phone number. It'll again pass all that to Telegram with the exact same info. And then there's the check last message little cache buster thing that they're doing. So that's the gist, right? I don't think we need to spend as much time going through this because it is just stock, vanilla, flat cookie cutter, nothing fancy, nothing out of the ordinary, another stupid Dumbo Twitter X phish and credential harvester. But we have something kind of interesting here. This time around, we have the Telegram API token and the chat ID. We see them interacting with it, so I wonder, can we actually see or retrieve all the things that that bot has worked with and seen previously? So this is kind of uncharted territory. I don't know how well this will work or even if it will, but I did see just a bit ago some other user Hex6RSS over on the Twitterverse, thank you, had shared kind of this cool thing. Hi threat hunters and malware analysts, I want to introduce you to my newly developed tool called MatCap. With this tool, you can infiltrate, I don't know if that's the word I like there, Telegram bots or malbots associated malware, gain access to their messages, and extract their logs. So could we see what this has done so far? They have linked their GitHub repository, and it looks like this is just written in Python, so we probably could get this up and running where we get the bot token and chat ID, and we see this thing in action. We will need to end up doing some Telegram API stuff to be able to get ourselves situated to be able to look through this, but once we have that already, I think we're able to extract this out. So can I git clone this down to work with MatCap? We'll move into that directory. Can I just still pip install requirements.txt, even though I shouldn't? I know the internet and pip and Python will yell at me. Okay, that's fine. Can I now just use MatCap? Python 3, please. Okay, now we got the thing going. Neat. We do need to set up our own Telegram information, though. We need to define the actual environment keys and our own use here. All right, let me flip the display so we can see things coming through. Let's grab the bot ID, which we can paste there. Let's grab the chat ID, which we can grab and paste there. And then let's click forward all messages. You must do infiltration steps first. Okay, do I just like join the channel? Bot validated. Yep, you see the bot that it is. Okay, that has logged in. I gave it the account. Can I still retrieve things? Please? Bot validated. Another, not getting any hits. Did it die? Did it change while I was recording? Is the possiblesx.com site still up? It is. I can still submit bogus data. Bogus data. Try and log in. Now you should be able to see messages. Try it again. We have to delete the webhook first. Well, do I want that in a video though? Okay, let's start again. Bot validated. Bot is down. Webhook was deleted. It's got stuff now. Okay, now forward the messages to me. I wish this display made it a little bit easier. Oh, it's coming through right now. It's coming through in here. What the heck? Oh no. Let me make this bigger. Forwarding messages. And then it just crapped out. No. That's a two-factor code. That's a password. That's an IP. Because it just crashed. Python seg faulted. I don't know if that's ever happened. Try again. You see it. Got the last chat message ID. We'll now try older IDs in a background thread. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Do it. Wow. I want to see if it seg faults again or if we'll get any... Yeah. Why does it keep dying? It's because it's doing something in a background thread, isn't it? It starts... infiltration process. Are there any other threads? Forward all messages looks like it ends up calling forward continuation, and forward continuation ends up starting a thread. Can we not do that? And can we just run do forward? You don't need to be threaded. All right, cleaned up the other functions so it will keep the variable information present there. Let's see if this one behaves again. We're going to keep getting the same results over and over again because it's going to start from that ID that it's determined. Get update, get everything that you need. Okay, so it found 114. Then we should be able to let it go, right? And no seg faults, please. Because now you have no threads, but it is continuing to send users and two-factor codes. All right, let's go see this thing. Oh no, oh no! There are messages that are forwarded from, there are like Turkish commands coming through from someone communicating with the bot. There's mine. There's the one that I sent. There's the second one that I sent. So we're catching up to real time. Well, I feel like MatCap has some room for improvement. We touched up a couple things, but still very cool to easily and immediately get up and running to be able to see the messages that were handled by the bot. And in this case, capture email, phone number, two-factor authentication code, and your password for Twitter X. This was a fish, but at least we got to knock down the Telegram bot. Can we go see that user though? I feel like we're still not quite done. So 20 Bando sends this message here to the bot. If we go back to our Google Translate, that is, this is very good. Get into it. Whoa. Was there anyone else that was sending messages? Yeah. Meet Gazaz. He keeps running show page 3. So he's running bot commands, but this individual is, big dislike on that username. Here's 20 Bandos. What does his bio say? Trust is more important than respect. Okay. Should we call him? Let's see if I can call him. Did not want to answer, huh? Call again. Let's call Bandos. Oh no! Why are you fishing for credentials? Did he block me? It didn't get sent. He said last seen a long time ago. I think he blocked me. Oh yeah, they both went away. Nice. All right, a little bit of heat on him at least. Not nothing. Trying to look online for different profiles. I see a Steam account, and I don't know if this is the individual or not. I'm gonna assume, though, considering all this and his voice account game ban, just a smidge more OSINT. His Skype account looks like it is kind of confirming a Gazios Manspa. What is that place called? Gazios Manspaza. I don't know how to pronounce that, but apparently a place in Turkey. Obviously no way to confirm that's location, but it seems plausible enough. I believe this is their YouTube channel, presumably. You can see more Turkish language there. It says, please subscribe. And again, not 1000% positive if this is their account, but with a couple, tutorials or little videos on how to root Android devices and some similar stuff from years ago, it could very well be possible, right? There's another order of business, though, in trying to take down the domain, possibles-x.com. I'm trying to go track down, how it is hosted, where the name servers are at. Looks like a little bit of Cloudflare. Obviously, info redacted for privacy. Same thing with the technical content, so no other details to come through, but we could fire off some messages, let Dynadot and the others know. This is being used to serve a phishing scam. Something to collect your password, email, username, and phone number, two-factor authentication, and break into your Twitter or X account. But my goodness, I think that's the end of the video. We did a lot here. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Please do all those YouTube algorithm things, like, comment, subscribe, and please do give some love to our sponsors, link below in the video description. I'll see you in the next video.